Next up in our F123 wet setup series is Qatar, and this is another scenario a bit like Bahrain and Jeddah where you're very unlikely to ever see a wet race here, but it's better to be prepared, right? So I'm going to kick things off with the aero, and I've gone 42 and 39. I've increased the rear wing a little bit more than I have the front wing compared to our dry setup, and that's to add a bit of stability at the rear. There are a lot of sort of faster sweeping corners around Qatar, so having that stability is really key. For the transmission, I've gone 51 on throttle, 52 off throttle, and then for the suspension geometry, I've got -2.7 and -1, and then I've added some toe. I've gone 0.01 on the front and 0.13 on the rear, again looking for that extra stability around a lap. For the suspension, I've softened things up a little bit because our dry setup for Qatar was really stiff. I've gone 33 on the front suspension and 9 on the rear, and then 10 and 2 on the anti-roll bars. For the ride height, I've gone 36 and 40. For the brakes, I've gone our usual approach. You'll notice by now it's 95 for the pressure and 55 for the brake bias. And then for the tyres, I've increased the fronts a little to 23.2 to help get a little bit more heat in them during the wet. And then I've gone 20.3 on both rears to help a little bit with traction. And that will round out our Qatar wet car setup for F123. Now, as I said, you probably won't ever really get a chance to use this unless you're jumping into a Grand Prix where you've set the weather to rain, but give it a try and let me know how you get on, how you like it in the comments below. And until next time, I will see you on track.